What's up, Doinks? Welcome to Sudoku with Joy. My name is Sudoku. Today we have Standing Room Only, the alt version, so there's extra clues because I need them, by James Sinclair. This is from Artisanal Sudoku, volume 187. Before we get going, if you like what I do, please hit subscribe. It is free for you, but it does me a lot of good. And I'm really trying to get to like 7 billion views, 7 billion subscribes, and I'm like 7 billion away. So if we could just get there by like next Tuesday, that'd be fantastic. So pick it up. All right, normal Sudokus apply. We have cages, region sum lines, inequality signs, and then digits and cells separated by black dot. Okay. 1 to 9, normal Sudokus are 1 to 9 in every row, every column, every 3 by 3 box. We have cages. So the digits in these dotted lines have to add up to the number in the top left corner. So these two have to add up to 24. Those are 9. This one doesn't have a number. Ooh. Region sum lines. So this blue line is separated by this thick black line, right? So these digits have to equal these two, which has to equal this one, has to equal these two, has to equal those two. So they all have the same sum. Okay, inequality sign points to the smaller digit. So this guy and this guy. So this is going to be lower than that. So this one can never be a 9, and this can never be a 1. And then we have black crop key. So these have a 1 to 2 ratio. So it could be 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 3, 6, etc., etc. Let's go. So immediately, I'm going to go with this guy. And that's 1, 2, 4, 8. Because when there's 3 black crop keys, that's the only way it can go. So it could be 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, etc. 24 can only has one option in the cage. When it's a 3 cage, it's 7, 8, 9. We know that 8 and 9 are going to be in here. Is it worth it to do something like that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so then we know that this has every single digit, every single Sudoku digit. So 7's up here. Oh, let's go with 9's actually. 9's up here. 9's over here. 9's cannot be on, is not going to be on this one, and they cannot be in a 9 cage at all. So 9's going to be there, which places the 9 here. And 9's going to be here. We don't know. Actually, no, it has to be in the cage. No, it could be here. No, it could not. Yeah, it could. Because this is a 9, that could be a 1. And then if this is like 8, 2, whatever, it would add up to 10. Okay, I'm going to leave that be for now. Does this have to be a 3, 6? I think it does. Yes, this has to be a 3, 6. Because otherwise it would have to include one of these, right? Because if it's, actually no. Because if this is a 1, 2, actually no, that could not be a 2. Because if this is a 1, 2, 4, then this would have to, oh, no, it could be, sorry. 1, 2, 4, that could be a 1 as well. And then this could be an 8 and a 4. Could not be an 8 and a 4. No, yeah, this is a 3, 6. I was not paying attention to that down there. My mistake. Can we do something similar? So we know that the 7's are now here. So then the 7's are up there. 7 can never be on a black crop key. So that's going to be a 7. And that's going to be a 2. Lovely stuff. We know that the 7's in the cage already down here. So this is going to be the 7 in this cage. Okay, so this, if this is a 7, this cannot be a 2, because this would also have to be a 7. If this is 2, 4, 8, that could be a 2. I think this digit has to be the same. So if that's the case, then this region sum is going to add up to 9. then this becomes a 1, 2, 4, 5. And this is going to see 3 of the digits. Nah, I'm not sure yet. So 2 is down here. So 2 is definitely up here. Let's pencil mark it just to get it going, just to get something going. 9 is going to be down here. We know 8 and 9 are definitely on here. Okay. And then 2 is definitely in this. No, 2, 4, 8, and 2. But if that's a 2, then this could be a 2. No, wait, this could not be a 2. This could not be, yeah, we already figured that out. What am I talking about? So if this is a 2, 4, 8, this would also have to be a 2. So this cannot be a 2 either. 2, 4, 8, and 2. So does this has to be a 4 then. 4, so that's going to be an 8. Puts an 8 there, that's a 1. Then this is a 2. And then I can pencil mark the 8 there. This sees 1, 2, 4, and 8. So this is going to be a 3, 6. 3, 6. If this was a 6, it would have to be lower than this digit, which it can't be. So this will be the 3. That's a 6, which puts a 3 there, 6 there. And then we can pencil mark the 4s up here. Actually, place that too, because we need it on the column. Then we know 1s are going to be over here. That's a 3, 7. So this is now 1, 5, which puts that as a 4. And then this is a 5 as well. This now is a 1, 3, 5 triple. This becomes a 2, 4, 6 triple. All right, we're getting there. So these add up to 9. Could be 1, 8, 3, 6. Could not be a 2, 7. Can't be a 3, 6. Okay, so we'll do, let's see, 1, 9. Cannot be a 2, 7. Cannot be a 3, 6. It could be a 5 and 4. And that was the only options. Okay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. This has to be a 4, and then that's a 1. So this is no longer a 4. Wait a minute, not a 9. I did that wrong. This has to add up to 9, and I did 1. So this is going to be a 1, 8 as well, I believe. Right. So 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 5, 4. Okay. So this cannot be an 8. 6, 4, 3. Oh, yeah. This cell cannot be an 8, 6, 4, 3, or 2. And if this is a 7, then this would have to be a 2. So that cannot be a 7 either. This is a 5, then this cell would have to be a 4, and that can't be it. So this is a 1, and that's going to be an 8. So I can place the 8 there as well. Okay, not my best work. 2, 3, 4. This becomes a 5, 6, 9. Eights. So the 8 in the row is going to be here because we know that this has an 8, 9 pair on it. Okay, so where's the 8 in this column? either here or here. I don't know. Let's go for it. 8 is like that. And then 8 is like that in the row. I don't know if that's going to be helpful. This is now 1, 3, 5, and 6 for the 5, 6, 9. And then this is 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9. No, the 9s are here, but still 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so then this has to be, so we know a 1 is up here. This is minimum of 3. That's not, so this is 3, 5, 7, or 9. That's not good. That's a lot of options. Not good for me. Fours are in the pants on this one. 1 is down here, and that would work with that. Okay. All right. 1, 3, 5, and 6. This is 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Yeah, minimum this could be is 3. Maximum could be is 9. So this 9, 8, 7, this is a maximum of 6. Okay, so this has to be a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Interesting. Okay, so these digits are going to be the same, actually. And we know that those are not 8s, because the 8s have to be over here, and then the 8s have to be over here. So that cannot be an 8. Fours. Yep, these can all be 4s. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, we know 8 and 9, again, is down here. All right. This could also be an 8. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so these cannot be 8s, cannot be 2s. So then they cannot be 1s either. So then they can't be 4. So that's going to be 3, 6 pair, which places this as a 7, and then that's a 3. Okay. Took me a second to get there, but I got there. Then we have 3s. Nope. 3s there. 6s are now over here. Not ideal to place the 3, but it is possible. 7, 7, 7. All right, 1s, 2s. This cannot be a 2. 3, 4's in the pants. It could all be 5s. 6s are done. 7s, 8s, and then nines. Okay. That's not helpful. So this is a 1, 4, 5, 9. Okay, so that cannot be a 1. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be a 1, that's a 5. And then this cannot be a 1 either. So if I did it correctly, that's a 1, 8 pair. 2, 4, 6, 7, triple. And that's a 4, 5, 9. Okay. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is a 1. That would work. Okay. And with a 6 there, this could be 1, 5 or 1, 3. Both of those work. But it cannot, it has to have a 1 on it, so that's no longer a 1. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's go. Let's figure something out here. 4, 5, 9. Okay, so if this is a 4, then that could be a 2. Could be a 5, 1. Okay, so, all right, so this is a 4, 5, 9, right? This can no longer be a 4, so this has to be a 6. So that cannot be a 9. These cannot be 6s. That cannot be the 8. So this is the 8 in the row. These can no longer be 3s, which places that as a 3. That's now a 1, 5 pair. Okay. This cannot be a 5 because we would see a 1. So this is going to be a 4, which sees a 2. This is now a 5, which puts that as a 1. 1 and 5 are gone. 1 and 5 are gone. That's a 3, 6 pair. So this is a 5. Deletes those 5. 6, 9. I can remove those 6s as well and the 5s. That's now a 2, 4 pair. Okay. What else do I remove? Remove that 5. That's 6. These 4s, which places that as a 4. Only option in the box. Okay, so then this is a 2, 7 as well. Cannot be a 2, so that's going to be a 7. That's a 2. Puts a 7 there. Removes the 7s from there, which places this as a 7. That's not a 2. That's not a 2. That's a 5, 9 pair. This becomes a 3. That's a 7. 3, 4. This is now a 5 and a 9. 5 and 9. 2, 3. So it has to be 5. Because these two digits cannot add up to 9. So that's going to be a 3 and a 2. That's a 4. That's now a 6. This is a 5. That's a 9. That's going to be a 6, 3. Okay. So then the 9 is pencil marked here, which puts this as an 8. That's a 9. So then I know that's going to be the 8 in the column. That's a 1. This is now a 1, 3. Okay. Now this one is going to be a 5, 6, 8, and 9. So then we can do 5s there, 6s here, and 8's there. So then this becomes a 2, 4, which we can place. 2, 4. That's now a 6. Move those 6s. So 1 in the row has to be here, which puts that as a 5. That's a 1, 5 pair as well. That's going to be a 9. That's a 5, 9. This is a 6, 9. All right, here we go. Then we have 7, 8. And over here is 2, 4. That cannot be a 2, so this is going to be a 4, 3. That's a 2. That's going to be a 1, 3. That's now a 5, 1. That's a 4, 2, which places this as a 6. That's a 9, 6, which gives us a 9 and a 7. So that's an 8, 7. Finish it off with an 8 and a 5. Yes! Love that. That was good. Very happy with that one. Standing room only, baby!